Hello guys, my name is Salahuddin. I'm going to be talking to you guys about superworms and timeline June beetle larvae. So we'll start off with the superworms. Okay, this is what a superworm looks like. They become pupa during the winter and they can be in their pupa stage for from 1 to 5 weeks. It depends on situations. They hatch during the spring or summer. Depends on situations too. So they can eat from any brand of cereal. It has to be grain though, only grain. You can't feed them cereals with too much sugar. So just feed them grain. So you can give them from oats to cereal brands. So they like to bury themselves inside their food, as you can see here. They're burying themselves inside the meal. They can eat the meal, so if you just have them in like meal, they bury themselves and they eat, so they'll be alright. But also you want to kind of give them a variety of foods, like sometimes give them like just don't give them anything, let them eat the meal, and other times give them vegetables, fruit, pulp that is left over from juicing. Whenever they first hatch from their pupal stage, you're going to notice they're a little bit white. It's normal, because once they first hatch from pupa stage, they haven't got their full black color yet, and their exoskeleton still needs time to harden. Over time, though, you'll be able to see changes. You'll be able to see it has turned from whitish brownish to a dark brown almost, and then from a dark brown almost to fully black, and then you'll notice its exoskeleton hardened. So if you touch it, it's hard, it's not soft. So yeah, and then whenever they're adults, they mate. And then here's a tip: if you have adult mealworm beetles, superworm beetles, or mealworm beetles, do not take out the food from the leftover food, even if they still didn't eat it, because they will lay their eggs in it, and then baby superworms will come out. And if you keep taking it and putting it in the trash, then you'll just have the beetles, and then eventually the beetles will die. Then you won't have any superworms. So this is a very important step in breeding superworms. You have to leave the leftover food inside their cages. Okay, now let's start talking about the 10-line June beetle larva. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what a 10-line June beetle larva looks like. They, unlike the superworms, stay larval for a long time. They do pupate during winter, and it takes the same time, depends on situations as well, like from 1 to 5 years. As you can see, they have small hairs located all around their bodies. See right there, and they have these little orange spots. Those, once they pupate and become adults, these will become the lines, and these hairs will stay whenever they become adults. And you flip them over, you can see hairs, like all these small hairs will be on their legs and stomach and the under part of their head. These ones are like scavengers. You can find them under rocks. They'll make a little shape of the grub, kind of like if you make a snow angel or something. There's a shape. These guys will make a dirt angel, basically. These guys are like scavengers. They'll be in the dirt, and then leftover food or something, if it falls in the dirt, they'll eat it. I just feed this guy meal. He'll eat the meal, leftover meal from the mealworms. He'll eat this. And I haven't tried feeding him vegetables and fruits yet, but I'll try that soon. You can have them in a small container, this big, but you don't want to cram too many. You can cram many superworms in here, but don't cram many of these guys in one square like this. Because if you do, then they'll start biting each other because they're very territorial. They need their own space. So yeah, but the superworms will just crawl all over each other and also do not put your grubs and mealworms together, because the mealworms will chew and eat your grubs. So you don't want to put your grubs with the mealworms, you want to have them in separate containers. You might notice some changes as the grubs become bigger. They'll become bigger, and their spots, their orange spots, will become bigger as well, and they'll just start to become, you'll see some changes. See, right now, see those orange spots? They're kind of barely visible, like you can only see them if you're close up. But yeah, they can as they grow, they can become really, really big. Not super big, like the stag beetle larva looks basically like this, except it has a red head instead of orange, and they get way bigger. They'll like, stag beetle larvas will be like, it'll cover up like my whole entire palm. So yeah, so yeah, as they are feeding, you might notice some black stuff coming out of their abdomens. That's normal. That's just leftovers from the food, castings. So don't think it's like their guts pouring out or anything. It's just normal. So one thing you will notice sometimes is the grub might start acting like it's biting itself. Don't worry, it's not biting itself. It's not hurting itself at all. It's just cleaning. Like if it has pieces of junk on its abdomen, it might get its mandibles and like kind of bite its abdomen. It's not really biting it, but it's like rubbing its abdomen, trying to get it off. And that's how they move. They'll like move like this and act like they're biting their abdomens, but not. They're just rubbing it. So yeah, and that's how they really behave. You don't want to grab them too much because they are very tender. As you can see, you can just see they're very squishy. So you don't want to grab them too hard, or else they will get severely damaged. So yeah, and also you don't want to keep them on your hand for too long, or else they might bite. See those big mandibles? Those big mandibles can open up wide, and then see, they're opening up wide. They can bite you, and it's pretty painful. My little brother actually got bitten by one. If you like my video, click upward to subscribe and click down to like. Thanks for watching.